Is that it? Is that everybody's gonna vote? That's so funny that you all guessed the same thing, but you guessed wrong. It says City and Star. That's funny. Wonder why that is. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, so if you want to come up here on the speaker, you can, so that way you can respond, or you can just type whenever you're ready, whenever you want to respond. Just make sure that as I'm telling you the story, you are engaging, you're letting me know that you're still, that you're receiving it all, or that you're, you know, you're hearing it, okay? So sometimes what happens is when you guess, so what happened here is that when you guess one thing the first time, you think that the next time it's going to be the thing. So sometimes your mind will tell you, oh, well, since it wasn't the cup the first time, it's going to be the cup now. So that's why. It's funny. Okay, I'll bring you up. Yep, exactly. Exactly.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm gonna keep my video off. I look crazy right now. I've been
Oh
crying.
yeah, you can keep it off. No
I
need
got the
for your
ugly
video.
face
Just
on.
okay, sounds good. And then if you want to mute, if you have to mute yourself or something like that, if you don't feel like talking during that time, if you have a bunch of noise in the background, you can mute it too, and then just unmute it when you're ready to talk too.
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
Cece.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, God and Goddess beings of light, send your clarity to my sight. Help me see through fog and fear, bring to me the answers clear. Hello, you made it right before we're about to do this amazing past life remembrance. Cece, welcome. Derek, he is a new part of the community. And we're doing these new type of past life things that I'm supposed to be doing for the world. So it's a whole new thing I got to do. But I'm glad you made it. Thank you for the heart me. All right, let's see. What past life does Derek need to see? What past life does he need to remember to show him the things that he needs to see? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. So there may be things in this life that I'm going to be channeling that are going to resonate with you in this lifetime, okay? But
All right.
don't say anything about it until the end, okay? Because it'll accidentally pull me from the past life to your current life, and I'll start channeling your current life, and it'll get all fucked up.
All
So
right.
just okay,
I'll wait
Cece.
to speak. I'll
Yeah,
wait.
and then at the end you can tell me all the things.
All right, cool.
You're getting distracted again, Cece. What do you mean? What do you mean, girl? Okay, I am getting. Okay, she must be busy. Okay. Let's see. I'm already getting it's going to be magical. And then tonight, whenever we get off live and whenever you stop watching, take the time to go watch the past life that we posted today. It was from last night. It's really, really magical. And I was involved in it too, which is crazy. I thought it was the girl that I was channeling for, but she was actually my mother. So from the birth of the child on is my life. It's crazy though, because it connected with my actual lifetime now, and like something that I did in the past with my tree. Like I had entered a realm and it was the same exact land in Scotland, but it just was like before the corruption of the church and Catholicism took over and the patriarchy took over. It was crazy. But I definitely feel like there's some type of same energy here. Like some type of energy with, I'm getting crows again. Like crows as your messengers or something here. Okay. Imprisonment and freed. Ooh, torture and torture. Crusades and Inquisition. Whoa, that was spun around. Oh, it landed up the same way it was before. That's crazy. Whoa, what the heck was that? Oh, shit. Yep, it's gonna be a good one, y'all. If I can get my freaking nail to get this thing off the floor. We got burned and book burning. Giving Library of Alexandria type shit right there. Oh yeah, this is gonna be spicy. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be... Grab your fucking popcorn, fellas. My voice is so soothing. I don't know how, y'all. I really don't know how y'all fall asleep. Oh, that's crazy. That's so funny. Everyone says that. I don't see how, but... Oh my gosh, I did not see that card. Dude, this is going to be a wild one, y'all. Like, probably wilder than the one that we did the other night. Okay. I forgot to tell you about the cards to begin with. So on the back, there will be like there'll be like the lesson, the death, the location, the trauma, the faith, the love, identity, time frame. But I normally don't use any of that ever, really. But on this side of the cards, there's going to be one word and then like a picture, and then there's going to be 4 different sections. So this says the law, and it's got like a gavel, but then there's like 4 different, like you see the dots in between there. So depending on which way it rolls will be depending on what it means. So you got the law and judge. And then on the back of the deck, we have technology and technological disaster. The freaking hair is everywhere. Okay, we have insanity and delusions. Hey, Christy. Forced conversion. Yeah, this is definitely giving Crusades and Inquisition. Definitely. Military, and it's in between Navy and Air Force. Oh, nope, it told me Air Force. Air Force. Burned and book burning. Love is, just drew me to love as polygamorous or polyamorous. We have power, fame, and recognition. Fame or recognition. We have murder and witness. And it's got a bottle of, like, poison on it. We have loss of a loved one and abandonment. Hey, Kim. Yes, Kim is the one that we did the past life for last night. That me and her were both in. We have imprisonment and freed. Extraterrestrial and earth, early earth dweller. I told you I wasn't going to go off world, but you never know. That's the only card that talks about an extraterrestrial, but early earth dweller. Yeah, it's giving magical beings, like I said. Destruction and fool. Group living and cult. Well, it's definitely chaotic, that's for sure. Then we have peacemaker and mediator. Oh, okay. So also all these cards aren't going to be about you. Okay. This is the story. So it's like if I read something like the Air Force and the military, it doesn't mean that you were in the Air Force and the military. You'll see how it goes. So just keep an open mind. We have intellectual and philosopher, which goes hand in hand with the book burning. We have torture and torturer. Doesn't mean you're the torturer, just saying. We have animals and other. I did see sacrificial. Where was sacrificial at? I saw faith sacrificial somewhere, which is early earth dwellers were sacrificial. They did sacrifice. Okay, we have fall of civilization and indulgence. This is a lot. Okay. First thing I do is find out the time period, or actually the first thing I do is find out if you're male or female. I'm really getting male here already. And then I find out what time period it was, and then we find out where you're at. Okay. Yeah, I'm really getting that this is like before this last humans were created. Let's just see. Yeah, it's giving like the 3rd or 4th reset energy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is not the first time humanity has had to start all the way over. Okay. There's been 8 times. I thought there was only 5, but there's actually been 8 freaking whole resets. Which is freaking nuts, I know. Really crazy, but like the Anunnaki came, and like so there's like the Watchers, and then there's the what are they called? The Custodians. Those
So
are the ones that have been.
one of my
Hmm?
soul tribe brothers that I know here, he is actual Anunnaki because every time people go in his energy, they really can't. They either get dizzy, sick, or horny, and they can't go in it. And and he's been with me on other planets where we can manifest instantly. And when I first met him on this life, we started making music together the first day we met each other. So it was just really funny how it correlated, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's Anunnaki. I have me and him have conversations like this all the time. So I'm glad I found your platform.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I teach a lot. Like I know I have a lot of knowledge. So we go all into that, like the truth about everything. Like I'm the most littlest thing I am is a reader. We get crazy up in here. But again, when we start spreading truth like that, then a bunch of these crazy freaking people come up on here and try to Bible thump and like all this shit. So it's a hot mess. So I only do it like once a week, but we go deep into the truth of everything, of reality, of all of the lies that we've been told our entire existence for eons, like the truth of creation, like we go into all of that, the whole entire story of the Anunnaki and how we were created and why we were created and all that shit. I feel like this has to do with this. I feel like this this is not humanity. This is not this reset of humanity, which started in 1728, I think. Let me see. No. Yeah, so and it's not the one before that. Hold on a second. That's which reset is that? The sixth generation. After the fifth generation reset, the custodians focused on further strengthening their control. However, during that generation, a series of unforeseen events. Okay, this the custodians and Anunnaki that led to a new resurgence and development of humanity known as the Great Tartarus. So
Hey,
this would be
I've been learning about Tartaria like 4 or 5 years ago. I started diving into that.
okay. Then that's the one. Then yeah, it's Tartarus. Okay,
I used to ask
okay,
everybody, "Y'all heard of Tartaria?"
okay. So they're telling me I have to read this to you. I have to read this real quick.
All right.
Okay. So after the fifth reset, this is the picture that's on the page, in case you want to see it. Okay. So this says sixth generation development of the Great Tartary. After the fifth generation reset, the custodians focused on further strengthening their control. However, during this generation, a series of unforeseen events were to occur, including a great war between the custodians and Anunnaki that led to a new resurgence and development of humanity known as the Great Tartary. The ingress of the Anakim giants was vital. During this time, the Anakim giants entered the known lands through a southern passage across the first dome. These giants mingled with the ancestral humans of the sixth generation, forging the great empire of Great Tartary. I feel like this is this is part of your lineage here. While the custodians and Anunnaki were trying to exterminate each other as they were engaged in an all-out war, the ancestral humans took advantage of this distraction to achieve, with help of the Anakim, an impressive technological breakthrough. What the fuck did I just say? Technological disaster. I
Yeah.
can't make this fucking shit up, guys. I really can't. I really cannot. Where was I just at? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Technological breakthrough in record time based on free energy, which nobody wants that, right? The Great Tartary then experienced a boom in the development of advanced technologies based on free energy and colossal structures. Knowledge about the 178 dome worlds and the potential of the human soul with its incredible spiritual growth began to be imparted openly. During this period, the Orion Gray. Didn't you just say some shit about the Orion's belt?
Yep. They
I can't.
because my
I,
this guy told me, he said they told me to tell you, because you know how spirit speaks in riddles. They're like, they told me to tell you to remember Orion's belt, and I was like, I haven't even gone down that road. I don't know. He was like, you fought in the war against the Greys. I was like, I don't remember that. I have no clue.
What? Bitch. Okay. During this period, the Orion Gray extraterrestrials, who were also came from outside the first dome, were charged with the control of the human colony.
Bro,
Fought in a war. What did,
that's
bro?
yeah, that's crazy. What?
Like, you can't make this shit up, bro. For
I
real, you
mean,
really
I know
can't.
I've been a lot of different things and beings, but damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is too fucking much already. I haven't even started channeling this shit yet. Okay.
Man, do you record these? Is it recorded?
Yeah, and then I post it. I
Okay,
post it the
cool.
next
I'm
day.
gonna send it to my friend
It's
he's
gonna
that
be like
Anunnaki
2
guy.
hours long, probably. There's gonna be a part 1 and a part 2. Hey, Andrea. Yeah, so
Nah,
you'll just have to
my
tag your
brother
friend
would
in
like
it.
it. All right.
Is he on TikTok?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know
Okay,
he's
well if not, then you can like watch it and screen record it in increments, but it'll be pretty long. So but yeah, you can also just record sections of it that you want to, you know what I mean? Like as you're
clip it
watching
and
it on
send
my,
it. Yeah.
and I'll tag you in it for sure, but you can just watch my page and you'll see it pop up. I'll have Kayla post it tomorrow.
All right, cool.
Okay. No wonder why they made me do yours, because I was like, I don't want to put Kayla last, but yeah, they were like, nope, you got to do it now. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Especially since they had me pull out this book. Like, I don't do this when yeah, this is so crazy. Anyway, I just let spirit move through me. You know what I mean?
Word.
Okay, during this period, the Orion Gray extraterrestrials, who also came from outside the first dome, were charged with the control of the human colony, a legacy of the custodians while they were engaged in the war against the Anunnaki beings. The rise of Great Tartary was unprecedented. Advanced technologies never before seen were developed, including free energy systems that allowed the construction of colossal structures and significant improvements in the quality of life. Spiritual knowledge was also paramount, and a profound spiritual and human soul ascent was promoted, leading to a remarkable scope of a more enlightened society. This empire flourished among the great and beautiful and architectural creations. The mix of Anakim giants and humans seemed to be perfect, creating a rich and powerful civilization with a vibrant culture and an inviolable infrastructure.
Man.
Okay, I gotta keep going because then this says chapter 16, the fire of 1666. Bro, the fucking fire with the, oh
Yeah.
my god, I can't. Okay, it says chapter 16, the fire of 1666, the battle between Great Tartary and the Greys of Orion. And this is what it looks like, which reminds me of the battle between like the Romans and the, whatever the heck they were called, what you call it? But that's the picture.
Oh my God.
And it says the story goes that in 1666, a devastating fire swept through only in London and was one of the most catastrophic events kept in the history books even today. But the reality on unearthed documents and the testimonies of the ancestors here in these lands tell another story. According to documents, this fire was actually due to a much wider and devastating conflict that took place on a large scale. Right? Technological disaster. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh my god, I have goosebumps all over. That's fucking reminding me of the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, man, that architecture too, like I'm in awe of all that architecture. It's so beautiful.
Dude, I have like full body goosebumps right now. Look at this shit. Like, look at it up close.
Man, that's live.
Okay, not just a specific part of the known continents. Wait, what? Took place on a large scale and not just a specific part of the known continent. Yeah. Here are revealed clashes between two powerful civilizations, the Great Tartarians and the Orion Greys, who were in charge of the great human colony during the time of the war between the Custodians and the Anunnaki. I can't fucking make this is crazy. The Orion, if you had not said that shit before, I wouldn't freaking halfway believe it. But you said this shit before I even started this shit. Hey, Melanie. The Orion beings had established temporary operational bases, and some leaders had taken position in custodian bases, mainly under the Great Oceans. And during the time known as the 1600s, they wanted to start taking over energy systems, and seeing the great development of the Tartars, a great scramble to rein control began, possibly by order of the custodians. As London burned with fire, a series of other similar explosions and attacks broke out in other parts of the Anakim's underground cores. unleashing chaos and confusion on a grand scale. The Tartars would soon begin their counterattack. They just said cores, underground cores. This is the energy. This is the fucking technology that was tapped into. So again, with the what are they called? Yeah, Atlanteans. Way back in the day, they got bored and decided to try to get more power than just the harnessing of the moon and the sun, and tried to dig into the Earth's core to extract more power, and was about to create a giant freaking huge explosion and that would crack up the whole thing, and that's why they were wiped out. Yeah. I don't know if this is the same time or what. Like, I have a hard time trying to like line up the timelines because I've seen everything, but I don't exactly know. It's not in linear time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's because it all will look like you don't know if it's past, present, or future because they're kind of parallel.
So, yeah, it's like it's all like it's not linear. You know what I mean? Okay, where's it at? Unleashing chaos and confusion on a grand scale. The Tartars were sweeping. Okay, yeah. And what we know as Moscow, Russia, there was a huge center that was attacked by fires and consumed large structures and libraries of ancient knowledge.
Yeah, spirit speaking, baby.
Yeah. Oh my God. I told you. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Advanced defense technology was used to repel this part of the attack and not suffer great losses. But the same was beginning to happen in Beijing, China, and especially in Egypt. The fucking library was in Egypt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. The Grey Beings tried to activate ancient Anunnaki technologies to increase power, but the Tartars, aware of the importance these structures reflected, quickly inverted. That's what's up, period. The actual conflict between Greys and Tartarians during the fire of 1666 was a struggle for control of the energy grids. And the latter, with the great development based on free energy, had built a generating and conducting grid that maintained the balance of all known lands within the first dome. What? The Orion Greys...
The grids, because I've seen our grid, Elon's grid, and then Sophia's grid on top of it. Like, I've been on all three of them. That's crazy.
It's just more and more, dude. Yeah, so you definitely needed this, like 100% needed this confirmation for sure.
Straight up.
And I'm going to put it all together so you can actually, like, see it. Like, instead of it just, like, knowing parts of it. You know what I mean? Like, this is putting the whole shit together. Probably everything you've been drawn to.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
The Orion Greys even trying with all their technology to destroy... Wait, hold on. I said grids. Oh, yeah. For control of the energy grids, and the latter, with the great development based on free energy, had built a generating and conducting grid that maintained the balance of all known lands within... Okay, yeah. The Orion Greys, even trying with all their technology to destroy these centers, did not succeed and were partially defeated. This would also mark a before and after in their direct relationship with the custodian leaders in the future. There are also reports that the Tartars were tired of their increasingly frequent abductions of humans, which is still motherfucking happening, just saying. The Greys, when really worried about losing their control, began to use time manipulation technology. No wonder why the fucking time doesn't line up.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
To try to destabilize the defenses of Great Tartary. This caused great natural disasters and turmoil in many parts of the known lands. The Tartars returned everything to equilibrium over time. The conflict culminated in a state of attrition? I don't know what the fuck that is, but whatever. Although the Greys caused great damage, they could not completely break the defenses of the Anakim. Although this conflict would be key to understand their technology to defeat them later during the Great War of 1728, representation of the beginning of the Great War of 1728. And then the 1728 reset. Having lost the war against the Anunnaki, the custodians returned to find their most prized human colony in a state of great technological advancement and rebellion. Oh my God, I love it. Fearing they would lose control completely, the custodians again joined the Anunnaki in a treaty to plan a new reset. The Anunnaki are the ones that ended up fucking resetting us every time. So fuck them. You know what I mean? Truly mind-blowing, Christy. Yeah, especially if you would have saw the shit that he commented before we even started this damn thing. It's been insane already. This is going to be the wildest one probably ever. Yeah, the reset was carried out through a great mud flood generated by the Anunnaki pyramids, combined with controlled explosions to destroy the great cores and centers of the Tartars. During the chaos, some Anakim giants helped many ancestral humans to recross the Southern Passage and reestablish themselves behind the first dome in the ancestral lands and the shaky lands. This would lead to the repopulation of the known lands by the seventh generation, the current new humanity. See, I told you it was not this fucking humanity. It was the one it was the one before that. Didn't I fucking say that shit?
Yep.
I know I said that shit. Damn. Dude. What? Okay. Yeah, you're definitely meant to be here right now, for sure. For this, many strict control changes, new diseases, and limiting longevity was absolutely paramount, which is what happened. This is where we're at now. The creation of the simulation of the universe and the same invisible dome with advanced technology was one of the most powerful modernizations of the custodians that absolutely challenged the new humanity on the understanding of their environment, thus creating several flitzers of fragmentation of society and technology and discouraging exploration, along with a total manipulation of the loyalist group of humans located at the top of the hierarchical pyramid, the fucking
But
the
you know
elites,
what?
you know what I mean?
I've been able to see it like break down in front of my eyes, sober, in all soberness, see the construct or the code. I could see the code, and I saw through the code, and it like the carpet was, and then I was like, yeah, that's just the code acting up. It's crazy. But when you said that about the simulation, I already know about that. You know, I know about that too. I've seen
because you remember what it was like before this time.
So maybe do you know about? So I also saw myself, me and somebody else in a pod, and then my Anunnaki friend had his own pod, projecting our consciousness here, but we're not even here. We're like actually somewhere in a pod ish.
Yeah.
I saw that too when I was.
Yeah, most of us are. All of us light workers, shadow workers, like all of us are not actually here. We're only
like
just we're projecting our consciousness into an avatar.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Because I saw I volunteered. I was like one of the last people to volunteer, and then I forgot the mission until it was like I'm like, dang, this whole life I forgot. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep.
Wait, hold on, I'm checking this. CC texted me the definition of attrition. The action or process of gradually reducing the strength or effectiveness of someone or something through sustained attack or pressure. Oh shit, okay, that's what's up. Okay, and then the hierarchical pyramid, we all know what that is, the fucking elite. That would help these custodial beings against their own brothers for promises of all kinds, being rich, freaking just whatever, as well as monitoring systems, creation of artificial ice walls, creation and manipulation of the weather, especially in the latitudes near the dome, creation of military bases and development of custodial technology given to the loyalists, technological advancement systems regarding the generation of earthquakes in case of anomalous detection in areas bordering the dividing ice walls. Why do you think all countries agree on one fucking thing, which is nobody can go to the ice walls?
Yeah, no more than 60 degrees south. I know.
Why is it that that's the only thing the whole freaking all the fucking countries can agree on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're protecting what's back there. So.
Because they don't want us to know it's a fucking lie. But I'm not going to go into that, but I've channeled the people that live on the inner earth, that live on the other side of the ice wall, all kinds of shit. Okay, so wow, what the fuck, dude? We have not even started this shit yet. This is insane.
Well, one of the cards you pulled earlier where you were like primordial or something old, that's why I said I'm chaos being. Because I saw myself before, like, so old where I was just a green energy essence floating before I
early earth dweller. Yeah, and most of us are. Most of us will. Anybody that's in my room, it is. Okay, like it's not. Yeah, like there is a lot of us that are here specifically right now that are literally the ones that are lifting this up and changing the grid and rising to 5D because. This is the no more bullshit type of thing that's happening right now. But the problem is that everyone's asleep. So, and like in Tartary, everyone kind of knew the truth. You know what I mean? But with the new upgrades that they did.
That's how
exactly.
Like with amnesia, I just can't, I gotta wake up.
Yeah. And the ones that are here wake up way earlier. Like there's people that would never wake up because they are not specifically here to do this job. Like me and you are here specifically to do this job. Like all of us that are in here are the
I
seven
was
of y'all that
told
are
I
in
was
here.
supposed to be a healer of the land and the people, and I just, I didn't know what that meant for the longest time. I'm still trying to figure it
And you
out.
don't need to. You already are. Your frequency alone, like our frequency alone, and that's why I said like the energy exchange is so important because us connecting the people is all that matters. Like that's what matters. Like you don't have to do energy work like I do. You're meant you are on more of a technological like line than I am. Like I don't see the code breaking down. I don't see like the like I can see the grid, but I don't work on the grid. There's specific people that do specific things. Some people are just literally here. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do in their life. They could literally do anything. They could be pieces of shits, but
Yeah.
their energy is doing what it needs to be done on the specific plane that they're like the specific place that they're at.
Right,
So
definitely.
there's all different types of sections that we're in, and we're all going to be pulled to do certain things. Okay, just like you were pulled to come in here and I was pulled to do this reading for you. This is our soul knowing. We just our minds might not remember, but our soul knows what to do. That's why you felt drawn to look up Tartary, because you're remembering. That's why the guy said you need to remember Orion, you know what I'm saying, and the grace. That's why, because
Yeah.
you do need to wake up and remember what Freya just said. Like this was all part of it. Like we had a contract, me and you have a contract for me to help you close that portal and wake you up. Like this, it's all, you know what I'm saying? You really don't
Yeah.
have to know consciously. It's going to happen regardless, is what I'm
Well,
getting
yeah,
at.
yeah. I noticed my soul leaves myself messages everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the main thing, the best thing that you can do is just learn how to listen to it and tap into it whenever you want to. And that's
So
kind of what
I'm
I
like a
do. I kind
super
of help people
antenna.
do
Like
that.
I get my messages, they flood. Like I'm verbal, not as much visual. Like yeah, I can see. I've remote viewed a couple times, but my thing is like downloads. So that's where
A
I
knowing.
learned I
It's
gotta
a
start
knowing.
speaking it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because there
That's
have
mine
been
too.
times where we're all in like a journey together, like a spiritual journey together, and like a say like a Syrian brew or like a ayahuasca setting or whatever. And I'm saying like I'll be like, are you on satellites? And they'll be like, you can see me, and they'll be like, so everything that I knew internally and my messages were there. I didn't see them, but I knew, and they were like, how did you see me? And I'm like, I don't. I just my abilities, like you said, we all have different abilities. My
So
lane.
so you're taking seeing the wrong way. You are seeing it, but that doesn't mean you're going to actually see it. So when I say I'm seeing this, it's a
Mm-hmm.
knowing. It's not like I can actually see with my actual eyes. For one, we don't actually see with our eyes anyway. It's
Well,
our
no,
brain that
no.
tells us what we're
Well,
seeing.
because I know people
It's
who can they shut their eyes instantly and like go, and see, and that's what I was thinking.
it's the same thing though. It's
Right,
they're not. There's no other word but saying see. So we say
right,
see because that's all we can think of. But they're not actually seeing. It's a knowing. It's a remembrance. So when I say that I can see your whole life and you're about to see, you're probably going to be able to tap in and channel it with me as I'm telling you the whole story here. Okay, but it's a knowing. It's not actually seeing. And when I say I hear something, it's not
mm-hmm.
actually me hearing something. It's me just knowing that something said this or that this is. It's like a movie, but it's like in your mind. It's not like if I close my eyes right now, I can't actually see it, but I know it's there. Like it's
Okay,
just
okay.
coming through. It's coming out of my mouth, and I know that's what's there, but I cannot see it. But that's the only thing you can really say is that I'm seeing it, even though it is. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Well, yeah, but I've been able to I don't know. I've been on both sides. Sometimes like the vision is so bright, I have to open my eyes to make sure I'm seeing shit, but I'm really seeing shit. And then I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. There's multiple aspects to it.
yeah, so I'm just saying I want to tell you that because I don't want you to. Some people are like, oh, I don't have these gifts because they are hearing someone else say they heard or they saw, and then they're thinking that they don't have that or that they can't see that way when really they can. They're just putting a label on it and they're thinking it's one way because of how someone expressed it or explained it.
So for the longest time, my dreams like would always show me people's intentions, and I can always see what's going on, or like spot on. And then just in the last, couple years, I've led an attachment with a person, and it kind of smothered ever since then. It just like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because my friend would know every time I would sleep with this person, she would like, look, I'm not pulling this shit off of you again, because if you do that again, this hard work for me, I gotta go in that room, I gotta rip it off of you, and every time you attach yourself to that person, it smothers you in your light. And I just think that's what happened again.
Oh yeah,
recently.
that will for sure, absolutely. And there's a lot of false twin flames out there that are sent to purposely divert you off your
Well,
path.
so
So
she's so, and I saw she's NPC, and my ass was like, I'm so divine, I could wake up NPC. I know she don't have a soul. I saw what happened. So when she was younger, she had a soul, but something happened, and it just got smothered by like this weird aquatic being that attached itself to her, like to her core, and then she relates to it so hard, and that made it part of her identity that she'll never get rid of it. So
it's
she
a it's a
feels
yeah, it's a narcissism
soulless.
attachment. So when you go
Yeah.
through some type of trauma, abuse, sexual abuse, anything like that, your soul kind of closes itself off because it can't handle it, and then it opens itself for something more, or you become something more because you have to pretend that you do have a soul walking around. That's what
And
happens.
I'm thinking, I could snap the soul back out of her in
Mhm.
life, and it just really drained
Mhm.
me.
Yeah,
I just recently cut ties, and
that's
finally,
good.
after
Stay strong,
13
dude.
years,
Okay. It's been 10 years, you said?
13.
Oh, well, then that's not recent. What do you mean? Oh, you mean
No,
after
we were
13
together.
years
We
of
were
being,
married
okay, so
13
how long has
years.
it
Yeah,
been?
like since the sixth. What? Hold on. Whoops. Yeah, last month on the 6th. So it's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that.
That's good. Stay strong though. But yeah, did you do a cord cutting? Apparently you have a friend that obviously knows how to go in there and to remove that. So that's good.
Well,
But just,
that friend is, kind of history. I had to let go of that friend to go back to my marriage, and that's kind of what cut my ties off to that.
okay, so you haven't had an actual energetic cord cutting yet?
Nah, I've been looking for a spiritual bath because last time I was able to cleanse with the spiritual bath. Soaked for 2 hours, and I had, my little I can't even think of it.
I'll
My
tap into that later. I want to get into this past life, but I'll tap into your energy later and see if it's still lingering there because if you're having like okay, so this will pretty much tell me. Do you have like random like so as you're pulling further away emotionally, do you have like random like thoughts of her just pop in your head or like feelings
no,
that you don't think are your own or like emotions that are not truly your
yes,
own?
because I'm like, how could I actually really want to love someone who never is loyal to me, who never loves me? But I catch myself being like, man, I found peace, even though, I'm just talking myself into mad delusions,
That's
for,
not you. That's not you. That's okay. You need to get a cord cutting. I'll do a cord cutting for you too, okay? Because that is not you. That's not your energy. That's the succubi energy that's attached to you at your like at your womb area, your
yeah,
sacral chakra. And what happens is as soon as you start getting clear headed and you start pulling yourself away, then all of a sudden they will not only pull that light away from you, but they will send you information, energies, emotions, thoughts that are not your own and it'll pull you right back into because what happens when you release yourself from a narcissistic attachment like that, you have to rewire your mind. Your mind has been so diluted and so it's been changed into this. It's all my fault. If I didn't do this, then maybe she wouldn't have had to do that. If I didn't do this, then we would still be like she would still be fine. Like everything is my fault type of thing, or like just not being able to blaming all of yourself and not seeing the wrong within them. Okay, so whenever you start getting out of that, she's gonna feel it. She can feel everything you're feeling. She could probably feel this conversation right now. So expect some type of try to like. She might try to either communicate with you, a phone call, a text, or she might just try to. Once they know that I'm telling the person that I'm gonna cut the cord and I'm gonna take care of this situation, this is what
yeah.
I do. This is how everything started for me. I
Well, I
heal
tried to do it
narcissistic.
verbally last night. I actually text you something that I was like, I wasn't a channel. It's just like when I hear instrumentals, all the words just come to me, and I was told you need to speak this out loud, and I texted to you what I was supposed to say. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah. So that does help. Okay, but it's not enough. Okay, so yes,
Okay.
that is what you need to say in order to kind of get your mind out of going in that direction that she's trying to pull you into,
Mhm.
but it's still energetically there. So it doesn't really matter if you do spiritual
Right.
baths. It doesn't, I mean, it does. Don't get me wrong. It clears the clutter. It clears your mind a little bit. It clears your body, but the cord is still attached to you. And no matter what you do, unless if you have a spiritualist cut it correctly, and then heal it and put protection around you, it's going to
Mhm.
keep coming back. Okay. And that's the
Okay.
dangerous aspect with this, especially since it's only been 3 to 4 weeks. Okay.
Well, no.
So
So this isn't the first.
what?
This is like the third go round.
Hold on.
So
What?
I've had to heal from it before.
What? You said you knocked on my door. What, son?
Can I get my phone and listen to music?
Yes.
I'll only listen to music.
That's fine. I don't care if you're on it, but you're just not talking to that kid that was talking crap about your brother.
Yeah, I'll block him. He's only calling him.
Yeah, don't argue with me. There was somebody's phone. Is that your phone or is that your brother's? Yeah. Okay, your brother plugged it in for you. And I didn't say you had to block him. I just said no more talking to him right now.
Well, if he calls me.
Then you don't answer it.
Yeah, that's gonna be annoying.
Well, then block him if you want to then. Anywho. Okay, so we could talk all night, so we gotta stay on task here. But I will do a cord cutting for you regardless. And if you feel against it, then just know that's not you, okay?
No, for sure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to where we were.
My bad.
I guess I'll just start over.
Right,
I mean, I guess that was the book told us where it was, and like, I don't know, I feel Egypt's here with this burning books. I guess it told us the time frame for sure. So is this before this is before the 17 whatever reset, correct? Yes. Oh my God, no way that card would come out. Nobody's in here that's done. Is Ava still in here? So all my old people that I did past lives with, they're not
comfortable talking that it's just this many people here because I know when there's more people, I can't say certain things because what happens a lot of times in my conversations, I have to talk on certain platforms because it'll just cut us off and disconnect every time. About to drop a bomb of wisdom, they cut us off. You know, it's
yeah.
crazy.
I know, but and that's happened to me so much that I've learned how to protect it. Code wise, I've learned how to keep that. I can feel when that starts happening, and that's why there's only 6 people in here. You really think that there would only be 6 people in here with me doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
There'd be a whole lot more, but there's not allowed to be a whole lot more.
Get this message, I need this message right now because I've been going through it. So
yeah, but there's not supposed to be a whole lot more. Like I've my soul and my spirit team and the people that are supposed to come here are supposed to come here. I'm not supposed to have a buttload of people at a time. Everyone in here is intimately connected with each other. So the people that are in here, you can trust. They're my people. Some people will come in and out really quick. You might see it go up to 10, maybe 14 at a time, but they'll go right back out because the energy does not support them. So the only people, if you're in here, you're part of my spirit tribe and you're here for a reason and you're meant to hear all of this for everybody.
I'm here for it. Thank you.
And I'm not supposed to have so many come in at once because I have to connect to everybody on an intimate level. If there's 128 people in here, I can't connect to nobody. What are you doing? Why?
No, there's no good music to listen to.
Okay, well, you don't need to. Okay, take it out there with you because it's got radiation. So just take it with you. Just leave it out there. It's fully charged. Yeah, I have EMF thingies. Yeah.
I need to talk to people.
No, what?
I need to talk to ghosts with it.
No, I meant like I had protectors, EMF protectors from radiation on my phone.
Like Organite?
And it's kind of pointless if your phone's sitting in here with me. Huh?
You got Organite for that?
I do have Organite, but no, I have the actual like little
like a blocker? Oh, nice.
These little things, yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. I just put them on today. I just got them in the mail. So it's kind of defeats the purpose. So anyway, what I was trying to say is that this is the card that comes out when I first started doing these past lives, I started finding out the tunnels under the ground that the elites were using to take kids and traffic them, and that it led to the ice walls into Antarctica and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know you always be learning from me. Absolutely. So there was 5 spots, like 5 places that were these grounds. One was in Greenland, one was in Egypt, one was in China, one was in the US, and like
I've got a vision of that too, like when I remote viewed, but there were like military involved.
Yeah, they are all ran by the military. Yes, okay, that's what I'm talking about. So this card would come out when I was doing a past life that involved that, bitch. And look, it's Noah's Ark and the 3 fates. Because Noah's Ark, yeah, so it's a long story, but this is talking about the floods. Like every time I got one was about how the one was when the Atlantean flood happened, another one was when it was a different reset and they went under the water and started a civilization under the water. Another one was I forgot. Yes, Sam, I knew it was happening years ago.
I've had a life under the water.
So yeah, I think we all have. I think we've all had like we're. I'm telling you, everyone that can stand in this
We've all
frequency
cycled and everything, huh?
is connected. Hmm?
I said we've cycled in almost everything already.
I know. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this freaking thing. The trafficking, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, anyways, so this is another one. This lifetime that we're reading now has to do with my calling and my purpose of exposing these hidden truths. Okay, that's my job. Okay, it's expose these hidden truths. And also another part of that is waking people up that have a hand in preparing and repairing that or fixing it or rebelling against it. I bring all the fucking rebels up in here. We got all the rebels up in here that go against the grain pretty much on a very deep spiritual level, on a soul level. Okay. Okay, let's get into this before I keep on fucking talking and yapping. So you're definitely masculine energy here. I feel like you have a really strong masculine energy. Normally in lifetimes you go like female, male, but I'm really seeing you as like I've never seen that before, but I'm really just seeing you as a very masculine energy here. At
I've
least
been female like one time that I know. It was like one
really.
time. Yeah. And it was with
Okay,
the same
so yeah,
person.
so
Me and
that's
one of
weird.
the same person I've always met in the same every time. There's always
Weird.
been similar people in the like my aunt. She's always been an elder in the background helping me wake up and heal. And even in this life, this her being my aunt, she's always would try to woke me up as a kid and fed me nuggets. And then when I learned, I'm like, Aaron, you've always been there in all my little lives. It's so tight how that works.
It's your soul family. It's your soul tribe. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, we all have contracts where we're supposed to help awaken and trigger certain things. So, okay. So, hold on. We gotta stop talking so I can focus here because I can't focus. Okay. So, again, this is before the last reset. You're a male. Let me get a time frame here. I can't get a time frame because the timelines are blurred. It's like, it doesn't matter. The timeline is what we read out of that fucking book, okay? I don't know. It's Tartary, okay? Tartary. Being born. See, you being born. I normally start at childhood, but really I feel like, okay, hold on. Okay. You were abandoned by your mother. Your mother was taken from you. Okay. So your mother was killed. Animals and other. Was his job? Was his job working with animals? No. Okay. Oh no, remember when I said fucking crows and that you could communicate with them? They were like your familiars. That's what this animals and other thing is. You had some magical like connection to be able to communicate with animals.
That word isn't my last name. That's the funny part. My last name now is Crowell.
Shut up. Yeah, because I kept looking at my obsidian crow. And it just kept on saying he's one of us because I communicate with them too, and they're messengers. They go between realms. They go in between worlds. They're messengers between worlds. I don't know if you know anything about Norse mythology and Odin's Munin and Munin, but he had two crows that tell him everything spiritually and go between worlds. So, anyways, so that's what the animal thing is about there. Did he find this gift before his mother was taken? No. Okay. Yeah. So they came to you after when your mother had passed. Did his dad die in the war? Yes, your dad died in the war, and that was your end of naivety. Yes, it says end of naivety, truth, and revelation. So, at a young age, like I'm seeing, okay, your dad went off to war. That's where this Air Force thing comes from. Okay, this is the War of Tartary. And at this point, you were in it because it wasn't this reset. It was a reset before all of these, this fake shit, this fake energy that's been put on us, this amnesia. You knew about the war and what it was for. Okay, at a very young age, you saw your dad off to war. I feel like you were 4 years old when your dad left to go to the war. Okay, your mom was raising you. Okay, the delusions and the insanity here with the judge. There was some type of ruling aspect of something. Okay, they knew these Greys or Orions or whatever you want to call them, the custodians. Okay, they had some type. This is insane, but it's fucking nobody can fucking say this shit is made up after what the fuck has all just happened so far. But there was some type of the custodians had like infrastructures, okay, that were ruling. They were rulers over y'all, right? That's what it said in the book. and they had some type of technology that could see the people's light, their light codes. Like, and as soon as you started waking up, or as soon as you started spiritually remembering things, it was like a freaking boom. It was like a huge beam in the
That's why
field.
we encrypted them. We've encrypted them now. We've learned
Okay.
to encrypt it. Sorry.
I don't even know nothing about that, but that's crazy. So
I'll
anyway,
tell you about that later.
Yeah, tell me about it later. They could see that you had like this, like, I'm seeing like almost like what happens in that one movie, The Matrix or whatever, like the green stuff, and it's like a spike. It spikes the energy, like if the people are like little bitty like lights, and when you are very special, you're just always brighter. And then when
like
you have like a spiritual, huh?
Like, on X-Men, how they can see the X-Men on the map because they have their abilities. It's kind of like that too. It's exactly
Okay,
like
yeah,
that. Like,
exactly.
they can see the light like that.
And something happened, and your energy spiked, and they knew that they had to try to do something to either get you, they wanted to put you on their side and like to control you and to manipulate you and to put you into their, like, on their side or whatever, something like that.
All my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I swear. Sorry, go ahead.
So they're the mediator. Okay. So, okay, so they claim that your mother, okay, was insane, and she wasn't. When you and your mom found out that your dad had died, which I don't even think he had died. Did his dad actually die, or did his dad actually die at this point? No, it was a lie. Look, wormhole, serendipity, shortcut, secret link in the reverse. He wasn't even dead, but they came to you with some type of adversary, like pretending to be on y'all's side or one of y'all's people or something like that, and told your mom that your dad had died, okay? And she was devastated. This was like a divine counterpart connection, your mom and your dad. They were like super, super, super beautiful. In order to be able to birth you, that's how it had to be, okay? You were a really powerful kid. And, they claimed that she was insane and that she was delusional. Okay. And this went to some judge thing, which was ruled by these people. And, they were like, they claimed that she was insane and that she had to be taken out. Okay. And so they didn't say that. They didn't say that. Okay. But that was their excuse for her disappearing on a like political level. Okay. But you saw her be murdered.
The parallels are insane.
Don't say it. You can't talk about it. You can't talk about it because it'll pull me out of the past life. Okay. But you have to tell me when we get to the end. Okay. So, yeah. So you witnessed her being taken out, and then nobody would believe you. You're a kid that's all sad and messed up. You know what I mean? So, this triggered something in you, which was meant to happen. This was contracted to happen. As much as it's fucked up, that was meant to happen, because that is what was going to turn you into the freaking most badass warrior they fucking had on the other side. They fucked around and thought that they were going to be able to control you, and it fucking did the exact opposite. Some comments in this live are filtered. Okay. So I feel like this cult group living is what you started. Okay. You started some type of group, and it's not a cult in a bad way. It's like, you started some type of secret. Look, yeah, the hangman, faith, guidance, and outside force. Okay. It was like no matter what happened, this huge ass mountain up here, these storms coming in, like you were like, we're not fucking giving up. We're doing this shit. Right. Yeah. And I feel like you started learning a lot of things. I don't know if this philosopher and yeah. Okay. I got to find out where this at. Is this in Egypt? Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. Look, procrastination, delay, and distraction. They tried to freaking net your ass. Yeah, it's a fucking crow. I didn't even think about that, but look at the net on them. You see what they tried to do? This is like a coded net, but it was like a net of like manipulation or like control that they tried to put on you, okay? Because you were free, you were gonna fly away. That's fucking crazy as fuck. Conviction and devotion. Yeah, this is what you freaking turned into. Look, the star, Gemini, stimulation, interaction, and communication. But look, this is what they fucking turned you into in a good way, because it ended up working against their ass, because you were the freaking.
I'm hearing this right now. I'm glad.
Huh?
I say keep going. I know exactly why this is happening now.
It's multi-layered, honey. Yeah. Okay. Where was that at? Okay, so yeah, you started this revolt, right? And there was also, like, again, as the book said, it was kind of like an open, free revolt. Everyone kind of knew what was happening, but there was people that still were being controlled and manipulated on a deeper level that could have really helped y'all's side. And so you made a pact to wake those people up and create a whole group of people where, like, you had a really smart this type of person, you had a really smart that type of person, you had a really badass this type of person. Like, you created, it's almost like reminding me of like Native Americans, where they have a medicine man, they have someone that hunts, they have someone that the fuck, I can't think of the damn word, and I've been hunting my whole life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That skins the animals and separates the meat and uses the bones. You have another person that makes baskets. Like, every single person in the group has a specific purpose, and with all them together, it works like freaking magic. It's a flow, right?
Yeah.
So this is, you created this, and I'm like seeing you, like, yeah, like, I mean, you're like freaking 7 years old, maybe. Like, this is the age that you are. You're like 7 maybe years old when, like, that's fucking crazy to me. I don't understand how you're so young. So by the time your mom, okay, so your dad was gone at 4, right? But by the time they did that to your mom, you were like 7 years old. So it took like 3 years for them to try to create delusions within your mom. I feel like there was stuff put into your food, or there was some type of energy that was sent towards her that did get her to not be right. Okay. Like, she was devastated, of course, but there was something wrong with her. Like, and you knew that, not in a way that was natural. It wasn't natural. And you started like reading, like, you were very intelligent. You started reading and you started figuring things out. I think it's not even just reading. I think this is like spiritual knowledge. I think this is like how I get my knowledge. Like, I do find books and I do read the books, but sometimes I read the book and I know what parts are true and what parts are not. This is you, okay? You did the same thing.
I feel it.
So you started getting information from a lot of different places. And then I feel like maybe you started this group living, this whole cult thing. And there was other people that were to your cause. Who is this? Is this mediator part of is that the man that raised him and helped him create this cult? Yes. Okay. Saturn. Transition, responsibility, and adjustment. Exactly. Because you had just your mom and dad. You were the only child. Okay. And there was this man that came, this man that came to help. Okay. So your parents were so powerful and they had such a specific job, and they knew that with the custodians, they knew that, they knew what they were going against, right? They had, safe something like safe markers in line. If something were to ever happen to both of them, then this is what would happen. This is the guy. This is the guy that agreed to be like, step in and take you. And then he already knew exactly what he had to tell you, what he had to help you turn. Okay, that's why. I'm like, how's a 7-year-old going to know to fucking do this shit?
Yeah.
The guy knew that the parents knew that they were going to die, but they weren't for sure, but they had a feeling, or they had an intuitive knowing that they were going to be taken from you. Okay. Their whole purpose was to birth you. That was the only purpose that well, I mean, not the only purpose. Your dad was fighting against them and stuff like that, but that they were living through their soul. Their soul knew that he had to go off in war. And he was not dead yet, even though they lied and told him. Was his dad die? Did his dad die by the time his mom was gone too? I don't think so. No. No. I think maybe, did he get to meet his dad later on in life? I think he did. I think he had to stay secret. No? Okay. Your dad must have watched you from a side. Yeah, because then you wouldn't have that drive that you had if you had gotten your dad back. Okay. So basically your dad was around you, but you didn't know that he was your dad. Like, he was like in some, like in y'all's type of group or something like that. Or did he like retire into this library? No. Okay. Anyways, he was somehow around you somewhere. I don't know where, because you got big. But anyway, he knew that he had to be dead to you, or it would crumble the whole entire force that you were creating. Okay. And this force helped create, oh wow. The force that you started is what helped those grid lines from being taken over. Remember how it said they knew the importance, the Anakim, which was what you were. Wow, the Anakim. Okay, hold on. Remember how it said like a race of beings, the Anakim or the Anunnaki mixed with the humans? Or wait, hold on. This is fucking wild, y'all. I told y'all this was gonna be the craziest past life reading I've ever written for. Okay, hold on.